keeps saying there's nothing coming but death and famines and pestilences. There's no peace and prosperity coming. But that's the whole lie of the NESARA agenda.
Yeah, that's a real shame.
That's what he says. Peace and prosperity, the rallying cry of the last two beasts of Revelation.
Well, I'm back on track, but I had to kind of blow the whistle on them. But I got in trouble, and I'm unemployed again. So I've got my own company. It's just that I wanted to do something that I could integrate and do something positive, and I just knew I had to go in there to kind of check it out myself.
Yeah.
But I got. She said, I'm going to tell the Ascended Masters what's going on.
I kept wondering what you were doing, but you know what? I just kind of felt led to just sit back. Because you're off on all these rabbit trails, and it's like, oh, grief.
Well, I'm back, and I've exposed them, but I know for sure now, because I was so confused for a long time going, I've got to believe something. I would believe the best,
Yeah, well, you know what?
The Bible is wrong. Maybe St. Germain really screwed it up, and, this has just happened before.
Yeah.
And it's been a real trip. You're on break, eh?
Yeah, we're getting ready to take a break.
Okay, it was nice talking to you.
All right, thanks for calling in.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
God bless. Bye.
Be back in about 30 seconds, folks.
This is the Reality Radio Network on Telstar 5 Transponder 5 and on the internet at realityradionetwork.com.
Do you know where the 78 potentially active volcanoes in U.S. are located? And do you know the locations of the top 300 prime terrorist targets? You can find these answers and more in the new interactive CD book, Prudent Places USA. With the more than 50 interactive parameters, you can pinpoint natural and man-made disaster areas, brewing environmental catastrophes, the safest cities, the best places for solar and wind energy, and much, much more. Complete with 3 gigabytes of detailed information on each of 3,000-plus counties in the U.S., including 550 high-resolution full-color maps and full-color photographs, as well as detailed information and analysis to help you zero in on the best places to live, the ideal location for cabins and vacation homes, as well as safe and unsafe areas. Get Prudent Places USA for only $29 plus shipping by calling New Millennium at 888-803-4438. That's 888-803-4438 to order on the web or at berkeywater.com.
And now back to Sherry.
And welcome back to the show, folks. Caller line is 260-356-2611. Started going on before I got that last call, and see, there's proof I'm not crazy. Dana called in, and she had been hired by them to become a regional director for NESARA in Canada. And so the stuff is going on, very much so behind the scenes. Our government denies it, but, when other countries are calling in telling you what they're doing for it. And we know, if you go to NESARA.us, that is their official site. If you go to NESARA.gov or NESARA.com, those are owned by our government and set up to disinfo anything. You need to go to NESARA.us because that is the real freak and beast website as far as NESARA goes. And you can read their Dove reports that they send out. I'm not saying believe them. I'm just saying that's where you can get their information about the things that they're doing behind the scenes and what they're planning. This Germain guy, we've been talking about him, supposedly born in 1561, who reincarnates through different people throughout the centuries. And I want to give you some of the people that he is claiming he has been throughout the centuries. And this is out of his own mouth, or those of his followers. He claims to have founded Rosicrucianism and Freemasonry in England, and he did this under the name of Francis Bacon, and we know Francis Bacon is Shakespeare. And so this Germain is saying that he was Francis Bacon at one time. He also says he was instrumental in formulating the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution of the United States, as they were written by his Masonic followers who founded this nation. So he's saying that our founding fathers were his followers. Okay. He's lived for over 350 years, according to his followers, staging his death between lifetimes. As a writer, he used the names Christopher Marlowe, Edmund Spencer, Montaigne, Robert Burton, Cervantes, Valentine Andreas, and Comte de Gabolis. It is from his ascended state that he brings the ultimate gift of freedom, the flame of the Most High Living One, out of his own words, and that is this purple flame, this violet flame. You always see with pictures regarding him is this purple flame thing. I'm not real sure what that is yet, but he's always associated with the color purple. He has a flame, and he has his own little violet prayer that his followers in the UN attribute to him. He claims he was a high priest on Atlantis. He was the high priest of the Violet Flame Temple on the mainland of Atlantis 13,000 years ago. He also claims he was Samuel the prophet. That would be our Samuel the prophet out of the Old Testament. Claims he was Samuel the prophet. Claims he was Joseph. We know Joseph was the father of Jacob and the 12 tribes of Israel. Claims he was Jacob. Claims he was Joseph. Or claims he was Joseph. Claims he was Samuel. He claims he's a master of the ancient wisdom and the creator of the universe, the supreme omnipotent God. These are some of his proclamations. Says simple facts about him. Known as the man who never dies and knows everything. Founded Rosicrucianism and Freemasonry. His influence with the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution here in America through the Masonic symbols that all lead back to him, especially as the ones on our dollar bill. Right now, he has notably been attending meetings of our government officials and Pentagon officials. He walks through the walls to these meetings. He just walks in the walls and appears at meetings, displays supernatural powers, always wears a cross necklace. And that's why a lot of people think that it'll be the image of the cross that will be this image that will be erected, that people are forced to bow and worship, and if they don't, they're killed by his armies, the Omegans, which will also be assimilated with our FEMA here in the States to enforce global legislation that everybody has to bow to this image, and you'll read about it in Revelation chapter 13. Some of the garbage that comes out of their mouths is that they take on all of the names, Emmanuel, Jesus, the I Am, Alpha, Omega. They take on all of the biblical names that we're familiar with and attribute them to themselves. They can do supernatural healings, miracles, and wonders to amaze the world and try to prove that they are who they say they are. Things you need to worry about or watch for, not worry about it. We don't have to be in fear. We know that with their arrival, that the Lord's coming isn't too far behind them.
Sherry?
Yeah.
You have a caller queued.
Okay, go ahead and put him on.
You're up, caller.
Hey, this is Sherry. This is Dale. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I've corresponded with you a couple times over the Internet and about a week or so back, and just want to appreciate your response.
What was your name?
Daryl?
Bill, okay.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of feedback here, but hopefully you can hear me okay.
Oh, I can hear you just fine.
Good.
I have a clear connection, and everybody else is getting it.
I have a couple questions regarding what the lady said. You know what, I'm going to hang up and call you back because I'm getting too much feedback here.
Okay.
I'll call you back.
Go ahead and do that.
Thank you.
Alrighty. And I don't know if usually I'm the one that sounds like I'm on a UFO and I get some echo feedback, and tonight it sounds like it's hitting the listeners more so than me. I've got a perfect connection tonight. I don't know, maybe some bad weather's moving in different parts of the country. That'll affect the connection as well. Maybe the aliens are just shaking the lines. Who knows? Other things, I want to read this email that I got from a friend of mine in regards to the Sananda article I put out this week on the Internet. And she said, I'm so glad you're putting so much energy in exposing the Sananda freak. The Lord seems to be giving me the same word through a dream. That is, in fact, the